Oh my gosh. So, do you guys ever have something where you're like super excited and you're talking all about it and you're telling everybody about it, and you get to that point where you feel like everybody thinks that you've only been talking about that? And you get in your head that they're like, stop talking to me about that. I've heard about that. That's all you're ever talking about. It's all you're ever emailing me about or posting about. Well, as a small business, it's super hard with the algorithm and the way emails work and how you get filtered. We feel the same way, right? And I don't ever want anyone to feel like I'm always talking about the same thing or they're annoyed by how much I'm talking about something. But at the same time, when I'm really excited about something that I've created and I know that it can be so great for people, I also want to make sure everybody knows about it. And I am constantly surprised when I mention something and someone will say, "Oh, I didn't know about that." So that's this video. I realized that I have not maybe talked to you, especially in video form, about this beginner's course that I created. And I am so proud of this course and how it's evolved and what I've added. And in case you have not heard about this course, I want to make sure that you hear about it from me today because I do think that it is so valuable no matter where you're at actually on your yoga journey. If you haven't started, or even if you've been coming to some public classes, whether with me or even somebody else, and you're starting to get your feet wet, but you could really benefit from feeling more confident rather than kind of learning here and there and picking up things along the way. So, I want to tell you about my Zero to Budding Yogi beginners course. It's really where your practice can begin or really deepen. So, the Zero to Yogi course helps those who desire a safe and nourishing practice by teaching the foundations of the practice so that they can confidently and fully enjoy a life changing practice. My life is changed because of yoga. It's the sole reason that I became a yoga teacher because I wanted to share this practice with others. If it could provide for someone else what it has done for me, I needed to do that. And that's why I teach. And that's why I developed this course. This was the first online offering that I created because I knew that the beginner's workshop that I took was the first step in my practice, really taking leaps forward in me feeling like I knew confidently what poses should feel like, what they should look like, where things should be, so that when I came to classes, I felt more confident stepping on to my mat. And really, what I want you to get from this beginner's workshop is to get the most from your practice, from every practice. And if you are someone who has not started yoga yet and you think, oh, I'll get to this point and this is something I want to do, but I don't think I'm quite ready yet. I'm not ready to start yoga because I need to lose this much weight or I need to improve my flexibility, whatever those obstacles are that we convince ourselves we need to tackle before we start something. There are no prerequisites to starting yoga. You are right where you should be. The best day to have started yoga was yesterday, right? The second best day is today. You are ready. And this course moves step by step. And even if the first time through you just watch all the videos and you don't practice along with me or try things, you can do that. And then you can come back. Like it is designed to meet you where you're at and that you are ready to really start figuring out if this practice is going to be great for you. It also hyper speeds your progress. Instead of going to public classes, learning a cue or an alignment here or there, or a new pose, or going through YouTube videos and doing the same thing, everything that you need with a clear path, step by step for the foundations, so that you can get all of that information and be equipped with that to step onto your mat immediately. It also really helps you begin that evolution of your exercise. As we age, we need different things from our exercise or our workouts. We tend to start to need and want to move away from those high impact, push through the pain type workouts and realize that, I need something where it's still strength building, but it also is about agility and flexibility, and also works to provide me some mental exercise and relief as well. That yoga can put all of this together into one practice, and really help you evolve your exercise so that you can continue to practice safely. And I hope it helps you tackle your practice with tenacity and grace. Two of my values that I try to reinforce and infuse in all of my offerings, that we keep at it, but we also show grace for where we are in our practice, what our body needs, what our mind needs, so that, yes, we can get what our mind needs, we can get what our body needs all at once through our practice. And that throughout the course and forever, actually, you have access to me the entire time. If you run into questions or you have a pose that's giving you trouble, I am always right here. I will reply to emails, I'll send you videos, I'll Zoom with you, whatever you need, so that we can help you with your practice. They always say a picture is worth 1,000 words. Well, then a video must be worth 1,000,000. And the beginner's course is full of videos, because I'm worried you see lots of pictures like this and get ideas about what yoga is or what poses are that are not right. This pose, this is not proper alignment. I would not want you to be working to do a down dog that looks like this. And in the course, I walk you through why and what your down dog should look like, how it should feel, so that you're not looking at YouTube videos that are unreasonable, or looking at Instagram pictures that look like this, where that would not be what I would want you to do. This is not good yoga versus what you're doing. And so a safe and nourishing practice does not look like most of those Instagram pictures. So you might be wondering, like, well, what is in this, fabulous course that you're talking about? Well, there's lots of things, but I want you to remember that all of the stuff that's in there is really to help transform your practice, to really help build your confidence in your practice. So we start with those fundamentals. We talk about pranayama, or breath, breathing. Even if you just do these two modules and you learn good breath work, that can be life-changing. Pranayama is a practice all of its own, and it's infused within yoga, but it is also its own practice, and something that you can come back to this module again and again and again and have a wonderful lifelong practice. I also provide you with several different warm-up flows, again, that you can come back to. They're great all by themselves as well. They can be a great practice, and you can return to them. And plus, I often have students who talk about that they love to repeat a warm-up that they like. And plus, the more times that they do it, it helps build their confidence, their familiarity, that they can really start to practice like that, flowing and letting the mind kind of disconnect, because they're familiar with where we are and what the cues are. I have a whole module on sun salutations and how you can adjust them and add variety to them based on modifications you might want or need, but also modifications you might want based on specific goals, things that you're working on, or times in your life. And then there are all sorts of videos about the common poses and what they look like, what they're named, the alignment, adjustments, and options and modifications for them, things that you can do. Even if they're not cued in class, you will know, oh, I want to adjust it this way so that I feel comfortable, etc. And then there's practice flows so that you can take what you learn about these common poses and then practice at home on your mat. Oftentimes, I have students who take the beginner's course because they want to eventually come to public classes, but they just want that little bit more confidence before they come. And they want to feel like they know what's going on. So these practice flows can be great for that. I also have students who want to stay practicing at home. Maybe they have been doing some YouTube or they want to get started and they always intend to stay at home. Well, perfect. These practice flows you can come back to again and again and again. Most people end up doing a little bit of both. They go to studio classes when it works, and they can practice at home with these practice flows or YouTube videos or my membership as often and as frequently as they want, and putting it all together. An at-home practice with a studio practice can be wonderful because they're both great in very different ways. So this is your practice. Yoga is your practice. It's no one else's. And this course is yours without you needing to feel on the spot, without the cost of an expensive workshop or traveling for a full retreat, and without the time constraints. You don't have to learn it all in one workshop. It's your own pace, and you have lifetime access as long as this course exists to return and review and come back and enjoy again and again. You can come back to the pranayama, you can come back to the warm-ups, you can come back to the practice flows or remind yourself of what common pose alignment is, etc. You also, like I said, have access to me at any time to ask questions and really make the most of this practice so that it can provide for you that life-changing practice that for what it has done for me. So I thought you might be wondering, like, I don't know, maybe this is for someone else. And I thought I'd highlight a few things from a few students of mine. So one previous student wrote to me and said, I learned a lot of subtle things through your explanations and better understood things I had been doing in my previous limited experience. So this was a student who had been attending public classes and realized that faster progress I talked about, that wanted to come through the course, learn all the different alignment and be able to put that into practice rather than just picking up little bits here and there. Another student wrote and said, the small details were so valuable and they have made a huge difference. I wanted to highlight this one because sometimes this is what's most important. It may not be that you are doing some massive thing wrong in a pose, but a small shift in a pose can make a huge difference in how a pose feels or what it provides for you in deepening your practice, in making that progress happen faster for you. And so sometimes those small details, those small little shifts that we make, that's when we have that, oh, that feels so much better, or that feels great, or, oh, I can tell now that that's working where it should. And the last one I wanted to share with you was, especially if you're sitting there worried that I say this is a beginner's course, but again, you think there's probably some prerequisites. It's probably still for someone who's more fit or more whatever than me. This is for you. This student wrote and said, I was a little worried at first with the level and if I could handle it, but she has the most wonderful way of making sure we are all completing the poses in the correct manner. And so I asked these students, what would you tell someone else, right? If they were thinking about buying this course or starting this course, and this is what they wanted to share. And I thought all of this really was great and helped highlight for hopefully you, if you see yourself in some of these thoughts, or if they help resonate or answer worries that you maybe have had that might especially be keeping you from moving forward and trying this out for yourself. If you have questions, please email me. Let me know. I'm always happy to chat about this course or anything yoga related, frankly. So my email is there, yogawithtg@gmail.com. Additionally, the link to the course, if you want to learn a little bit more, or you're ready to dive right in, the URL there, bit.ly/beginning yoga. Please let me know if you have any questions. I hope that I get to welcome you into the course and help get you started and answer all of your questions soon within the Zero to Yogi course.